I love Pokemon Horizons, but I think it's time we address the elephant in the room with what many fans are feeling, especially since we're headed to Blueberry Academy next. Characters like Serrano, Drayton, and Lacey are all present in the previews. Horizons is not an adaptation of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's okay, Horizons needs to stand on its own, but the problem is that it draws on the games to tell its story. It takes a lot of effort and talent to adapt a storyline in the background and then just mine the games as source material for your own original story. It's probably why I'm not as excited to see Blueberry Academy in its glory because, well, of the three non-Florian, non-Juliana members of the Zero Crew, Arven doesn't even get voiced, and the implication is that everything in the games already happened in a broad strokes manner. Carmine is, well, comic relief. Horizons is in a position where it needs to balance promoting the games and being its own thing. Sometimes it blends these things well. Terastal debut did a good job at this. Other times, the blending is less than satisfactory. I was not impressed by Mega Voltage and how it integrates the Mega Evolution material. In fact, we're getting 3 Mega Evolution like specials that tell the story of Roy and Uruto meeting. It honestly has the check the box mentality, like this was a corporate mandate, we have to do it type of deal. Adaptations are hard. Adaptations under a major time crunch are hard. The big problem Pokemon Horizons has to deal with is the fact that they have to juggle the fact that there are people who have played the games and are just sitting around disappointed seeing that their favorites aren't exactly doing anything. They're not doing much because all their character development, in what broad strokes manner we know, happened off screen. They've already done their developing, and the joy is in the journey. And the appearance of the game characters comes off as fan service, especially those with larger roles. And the fan service doesn't always work because they're sort of just reduced to background characters or comic relief. So you're just sitting around not satisfied if you've already played the games. And if you haven't played the games, you look at this and say, so this is totally context I'm missing, right? The little kids watching this are probably baffled just by how the characters are handled because they come with a lot of importance, at least come off with a lot of importance because of their character designs, screaming, hey, this is major character material, but they don't get to do much. This is also my concern for Lacey, Drayton, and all the Blueberry Academy characters. All the character development, I'm assuming at least, happened off screen, meaning that they are sort of just playing window dressing. The plot with Kieran, Carmine, and the player character, that's all in the past, so you don't have an interesting conflict to draw them all in and make them feel relevant. They're just characters that can easily be one shots that fade into the background, which is infuriating if you're a fan of these characters and want to see them voiced in some place other than Masters. To see them interact with other characters, to enjoy those interactions. It's probably very frustrating. This is also the first post Ash Ketchum protagonist tenure, meaning that you can't exactly make the world feel too different out of isolating a good group of audience members, while at the same time, you need to be different enough so that you're your own thing. Again, balancing acts within balancing acts. It doesn't help that we know from the Terra leak that we know that some characters were going to get more of an expanded role, and that Horizons was going to be more of a faithful adaptation of Scarlet and Violet before they decided to do their own thing. Arven and the Titan Pokemon, for instance, were going to be a bit of a bigger storyline than what we got. I can't say a bit because Arven doesn't have any lines. He was going to be more of a supporting character. But there's an old saying that goes, if you try to satisfy everyone, you'll end up satisfying no one. And that's how I sort of feel about the whole Mega Voltage arc. I felt like there were a lot of people the entire arc was trying to satisfy, from people who wanted Mega Evolution to be pushed because of Legend ZA, to the fact that the anime wants to do its own thing, to how they're trying not to shake the box too much in order to make sure that there is some continuity with Ash Ketchum's whole anime, because you need to have this strategic ambiguity in case Horizons does end up crashing and burning and they have to go break glass in case of emergency with Ash. But those are just my musings. What do you think? Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.